What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and I've got a quick video for you today about the top 10 best items from the Battle Pass in Modern Warfare 2. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so of course Modern Warfare 2 has implemented a brand new Battle Pass system in which there's no longer a linear progression. There is this map with various sectors, and that means that you get choice when going through the Battle Pass. And I like choice in games. The more choice there is, the more I feel like I have control over the game and the more fun that I have. So I actually like this new Battle Pass system. But in case you're confused about how it works, I did make another video on that. Make sure to go check that out. As I talk about the top 10 items from the Battle Pass, I'm going to follow my progression through it so you can see the most efficient way to navigate it and nab these items too. You're going to notice this is very heavy on the weapons because that's really the name of the game, right? Like being able to get the best weapons so you have the best chance at success whenever you're playing in the various multiplayer formats. So with that, you'll see there's a lot of submachine guns, and I think that that's going to be particularly important. I'm going to lean into that, especially if you're trying to complete the gold and then the platinum challenge for these in particular. So of course our first stop is going to be in A1, which is the first stop on the map. Everybody has to come here, but nab the first weapon on our top 10 list, which is the Orbiter. It is HACKSAW 545, and the HACKSAW family overall is very, very strong. There's actually a few weapons that are probably overall top 10 in Modern Warfare 2 right now, and this is one of them because you can run and gun with it, but this one in particular is actually pro-tuned for medium to long range, and there are a couple maps where that's particularly important. Of course, you can build the weapon how you want to, and the meta right now in Modern Warfare 2 is pretty close range. That's kind of a hallmark of Modern Warfare 2. Certainly, you can use this in that situation, but you're going to be very, very happy with this in almost every situation. It's a very flexible gun like that. Maybe your mobility and speed isn't quite as high as with the submachine guns, but if you're somebody who is careful and calculated in your style, you're really, really going to enjoy this gun. Now, the second thing on our top 10 list are all the XP tokens that you can get. Of course, there's ones for weapons. And when we go to A3, which is our second stop, you can nab like a regular XP token and the Call of Duty points here. You just want to make sure to go around the map and grab all these. I'm not going to tell you where they all are because they're just kind of spread out. But when you have the tokens for it, make sure to grab these. It just speeds up your game. There's nothing other than that particularly special about A3, but you do need to collect all the items there so you can move on to a couple sectors that have the really good stuff. One of those being A6. And this one has perhaps one of the best guns in the top 10 list at number 3, the Bass P, which is a submachine gun. It's currently all over the meta in Modern Warfare 2. It's quick, it's snappy, there's high mobility. Modern Warfare 2 right now is all about running and gunning, and so this is perfect for that. And also because the Battle Pass is kind of heavy on submachine guns, it puts you in a really good position to get this and start working towards getting the gold or platinum skins, in which you need to get 8 gold submachine gun skins before you can move on to platinum. And because they're so quick and snappy, you can pile up the kills pretty quickly. Again, grab your XP token here, and then we're going to back out and go to A10. A10 is the first sector where you don't need to grab all the items unless you're going for completion or something like that, which I mean hopefully you do. But what's really important here is the HACKSAW. It's a Fennec 45, another submachine gun. This one is actually pro-tuned for accuracy. So although this is an excellent gun for running and gunning, the way that this one is tuned for is probably more for that medium range. You can hit long distance if you need to. It is accurate like that. Like this particular version of the Fennec 45 is controlling recoil, and it's also burst fire, so that your target area is very efficient. I'll put it that way. All right, backing out of A10, you got to get through A5, although there's nothing particularly special about A5 in my opinion, but grab all the items so you can go to A9, and this is where the fun really begins with several sectors. All right, clicking on A9. In here, we have the Send It. It is an LMS marksman rifle. Of course, because it is a marksman rifle, this is more for your long distance maps, or if you're that guy that just likes to run around the map and headshot people running and gunning with something like a marksman rifle. That's totally fine. This one does have sound suppression, which is really, really interesting. It's going to be harder for people to find you when you're using this one, but the magnification's pretty high. So like this is, people will run and gun with it, but this is for people who really want to shoot across the map too. Also, just as a bonus, I really like the unseen. I'm going to throw this one in here. It's not on my top 10 list because it doesn't help you play the game better, but I think this is probably the coolest skin in the battle pass, so I grabbed it. And there's a couple of XP tokens in here. So A9 is probably one of the best sectors in my opinion. From here, we're going to move on to A8 because we have a couple of weapons. Another one of the best sectors, I think, because this is one of the only sectors where you can grab two fantastic weapons. The first being a Jack of All. It's a P890 handgun. And the reason this one's on the list is because I think it's underrated. I don't think a lot of people are going to talk about this one. But it only takes like 2 shots with this one to kill an opponent. And of course, if you headshot them, it's only going to take 1 shot. It's very powerful. It's very quick. You can sprint super fast with this thing. I was surprised by it. I went on a number of kill streaks just with this thing alone. And if you ever have any of those challenges where you need to complete a handgun challenge, this is probably the one you want to go for. There's a couple good handguns, but this is a really, really good one. Look how it's pro-tuned too. Quick draw. You got like high ammo capacity, so you can just keep firing. There's a high fire rate. Sprint to fire speed's really good. I mean, I just felt almost invincible with this thing when I was running around the map with it. But not only do you have the Jack of All on this particular sector, you have the Espionage, which is another submachine gun. This one's a Lockman sub. And this one is pro-tuned for basically being like nice and sneaky around the map. You're going to notice this weapon feels very, very smooth. So like the recoil is low. Your bullets are going to be centered exactly where you want it to be. You're going to notice that little dot sight is not going to be moving around a whole lot. It's super accurate, and you can run and gun with this one. But because of its ability to be kind of smooth as far as like aiming and less recoil, you can hit targets across the map and take them out as well. I've certainly done that. All right, so we're going to back out here and grab one of the best sniper rifles currently in the game, the Victor XMR. As I mentioned before, the maps are kind of cozy. They're small. There's not a lot of room for these like long distance matches where you're sniping people across the map, but there definitely is places you can do that. However, where I see most people using this gun is by running and gunning and not using it in the traditional way. They're just kind of flexing by doing like close range headshots with it and stuff like that. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. If that's your style, this is the weapon for you. Make sure to grab the VICTUS XMR. All right, and now of course there's a token in here as well, so you can grab that too. Now we're gonna go back to A12, and this one has a weapon called the Terminal Velocity, another submachine gun, a Vaznek 9K. This is a truly run and gun style of weapon. It's pro-tuned for that. It's super fast, super snappy, and got great hip fire accuracy. So for all the close range maps, like especially shipment, where you can just like run around and just spray the weapon, really good for that. All right, you got more Call of Duty points and XP tokens, so grab that there. And then finally, number 10 on the list, we are going to move to A16 and grab the Huron, which is an assault rifle. It is in the Kastov family. So we started with a Kastov, and we're going to end on a Kastov. This one is the Kastov 74U. But unlike the first Kastov we grabbed, which was more for like medium and long range, this one is more for the run and gun style again. So you're probably not going to be using this to shoot across the map, although you can. It's still going to be fine. It's an assault rifle and it will hit them, but like this one's more for dealing a lot of damage at close range. So your movement speed's increased, sprint to fire speed's pretty high, and so is your aim down the sight speed. You're going to be really, really happy with this one, and really any of the Kastovs are pretty good, but the two in here are particularly good. So start with the Kastov and with the Kastov. All right, now hopefully you're going to move entirely through the battle pass. I know not everybody does, so I hope I was able to give you some things to prioritize here today. But if you think I forgot something or you have a different opinion, make sure to let me know in the comments what you think. I'm always curious. I like to learn from you guys as well. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.